I don't think I ever thought I would say this, but it is possible to fill your private practice in 6 months. However, it's going to take some really careful planning. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to do it. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kelly Stevens. I teach therapists how to build private practices. I have had over 2,000 therapists go through my marketing programs and go from 0 to full in their private practices. This is what I love to do. This is my zone of passion. I love teaching therapists how to fill their caseloads, and I'm so excited you're here. Now, I want to give you this disclaimer right off the bat. Filling a full cash pay private practice from 0 to anywhere between 15 and 30 clients a week in 6 months is not the norm. I typically see therapists fill their caseloads in about a year if they are really active in their marketing, and in 2 to 3 years if they are not active in their marketing at all and they're just maybe relying on Psychology Today. Going from 0 to full in less than 6 months really requires you to have a very detailed plan on how you are going to do your marketing. In my Marketing for Therapists course, I actually give you a step-by-step 6-month plan on exactly the actions I would suggest that you do. And I'm going to link to that course below. But this video today is going to walk you through the 5 things that you must do if you want to go from 0 to full in 6 months. Number 1, you need to decide how much time per week you have to dedicate to your marketing. Now, if you are trying to get full and you have no clients, more than likely you are working in another job. Now, this is both good and bad. Sometimes the other jobs that you have may be feeding into your private practice and it might not. One kind of life hack that I give a lot of therapists is if you are able to work in a treatment center or a rehab that might send you clients to your private practice and you are really looking to get full fast and you still need to keep that part-time job, I would suggest trying something like that. However, if you want to go from 0 to full and leave your part-time job, you need to be setting aside time every single week. And if we want to do it in this short of time span, I would really suggest setting aside 4 to 5 hours a week to do this. Here's why. I have found that the fastest way for therapists to get full quickly is really to build referral relationships. The reason I'm telling you this is a lot of people online will tell you that you need a huge Instagram following and you need an amazing website and you need search engine optimization. All of those things are very important, and I do go over a lot of those in my course. However, those are longer term marketing strategies. And if you are really looking to leave your job quickly, what you need is people to send you clients. And ideally, those people would be the people that have access to your ideal clients in your community. So doctors, lawyers, coaches, yoga teachers, nutritionists, dietitians, you name it. We need those people to start referring to you. And in order to do that, you need to make time to meet with those people. So thing number 1 is I want you to decide how much time you have to dedicate to your marketing every week and set it aside and carve it out as dedicated time. Thing number 2, when it comes to marketing your private practice quickly, is you need to have a niche. Our goal really in building a quick caseload is to make sure that you are positioning yourself as an expert in a certain topic. Here's the reason why. When you go on marketing meetings or you meet with other therapists or go to lunch with them, you want to be able to speak from a place of passion. I personally work with teens, young adults, and families. Now, when it comes to working with teens and young adults, I can speak the language of what it's like to be a teenager. I can talk to referral sources about building a circle of support with our teens. I can talk about working collaboratively with them. I can talk to school counselors about how hard it is to show up for teens in schools. Because I have a niche, I have so many talking points and so much passion for the clients I work with. I love working with teenagers, and that passion comes through. Now, one mistake I see people make when they want to build a full caseload really quickly is being way too much of a generalist. Unfortunately, this doesn't lead to the clients that you think it does. Even if you have a very general Psychology Today profile, for example, you might get less calls than more calls. You really need to get clear about what your niche is, who you serve, and position yourself as an expert. You might choose to write a column in the local newspaper. Sometimes very hyper local newspapers. I know I live here in Santa Barbara. We have a few of them. Those can be great places to advertise your services because a lot of times the ads are not very expensive and people read those when they're sitting at coffee shops. You don't think about it, but they do, right? So I want you to position yourself as an expert in your niche. Now, here's the caveat to that. We often think, oh, if I'm going to position myself as an expert, maybe I need an Instagram profile. Maybe I need social media. Those things are great. However, it takes time to build a following. So don't make the mistake that I see so many therapists make of using that 4 to 5 hours a week to post on social media exclusively. I'm not telling you not to post on social media. As you probably know from following me, I love social media, but it is a long-term strategy. In the short term, we want to establish you as an expert in your community. So that might mean calling up the local library and offering to give a free talk for parents or for first responders or for people who are your ideal clients in your local community. It might mean, like I said, writing for those newspapers. It might be going into local schools. It might mean meeting with local doctors and offering to give an in-service or a training about your niche. We want to establish you as an expert right away. Thing number 3 that I want you to make sure to have is a really great website. Now, I'm not saying you need to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on some amazing custom built site, but I want you to have a site where you have really focused on 2 things. 1, the writing. I want you to make sure you're writing content really directed toward your ideal client and speaking to their pain points. I have a free website planning guide that you can check out in the description. The next thing I want you to make sure that your website is nicely organized. I want it to look good, even if it's simple. It sounds funny, but your website is like the digital storefront of your private practice. People want to come to your website. They will look at your website, and I want you to make sure your website looks very clean and professional. There would be mega bonus points in this if you had a video on your website of you talking about your niche, talking about some of the things that your clients struggle with, and giving them a sense of who you are on camera. A website is an amazing conversion technique for therapists to convert website visitors to clients because they get a sense of who you are. On your website, I also want you to make sure, especially if you're looking to get full quickly, that you have multiple ways for your ideal client to contact you. So that could be your phone number that you're going to list on your website. It could also be an online booking service. So I know if you use Simple Practice, for example, you can have online appointment scheduling. I'll link for a free trial of Simple Practice below. I love them. But I would suggest online appointment scheduling and listing your phone number and listing your website. We want to give people as many ways to contact you as possible. And if you are looking to get full quickly, I want you to be sure that you are answering your phone. Many therapists who have bigger and more established private practices don't necessarily have time to answer their phone all of the time, right? They're with clients. But so often when a client makes a phone call to a therapist, that first person that they land with is the person that they end up with because they get a chance to just dump all of those feelings out. If you are not full, I would suggest actually spending 20 or 30 minutes on those calls. Now, a lot of therapists will say, I offer a free 15-minute consultation call. And that's great. I know for me, I do that in my private practice now because I simply just don't have time to stay on a 30-minute consultation call. But if you are new to private practice and you really want to make sure that if somebody has had the inertia to call you, that they become a client, I would be spending more time on those initial calls as I want you to make sure that you have a Google business listing. Now, I have a lot more videos on how to optimize your Google business listing, which I will make sure to link. However, this is an easy free tool that is going to help you rank higher on Google. It's going to help your search engine optimization, and ideally is going to help clients who live near you find you. This is an easy setup. You can be spending time setting this up right away. and I would really suggest doing that. Next, I want you to try to join a consultation group. Ideally, a closed consultation group with like-minded peers or other therapists in private practice. Now, consultation groups can be kind of tricky to find, and if you can't find one, I actually suggest getting a few colleagues together and telling them, hey, would you guys like to set up a consultation group together? What would that look like? It would look like you guys meeting once a month, once a quarter. I usually suggest once a month, and I usually suggest meeting once a month for 9 months out of the year, taking the summer off, and then deciding if you want to keep going. Kind of keeps the group fresh. But a consultation group is a great way for you to dig deeper with other therapists, to really get to know and support each other, and to refer clients to each other. The key here is making sure that you're picking a group of other therapists who are like-minded, meaning that they have an entrepreneurial side, that they are looking to grow their private practices, that they are clinically excellent and they provide amazing care to their clients, and that they like working cooperatively with other therapists. I will tell you that being in a consultation group, I've been in 3 in the last decade, has not only been such an amazing way for me to build my private practice and get more referrals, but it has also helped me feel so much less lonely in the field. It's helped me become a better therapist. It's helped me have really creative ideas about how to promote my private practice, and overall has just been amazing for my growth as a clinician. This is a really great way for you to build your private practice. Last, here's what I want you to know. If you are looking to build your practice in 6 months, or even 6 months to a year, it requires you to really think outside of the box and get out into your community. If you get invited to a mental health walk event, you're going to that. You're telling your family and friends about your practice. You are sending emails to former colleagues telling them about your practice. If you see a local speaker event at your library and they're looking for panel speakers, you're volunteering for that. You are also going to the professional organization meetings in your city, the CAMPT meetings, that's here in California, California Association of Marriage and Family Therapists, but it could be APA meetings or LCSW meetings, whatever it is. Maybe you're joining Rotary International, right? Maybe you're joining a local nonprofit board. You are doing every single thing you can to get your name out in your community and establish yourself as somebody who serves your ideal clients in your community. A quick build in private practice requires hours spent marketing. I can help you do that. I have tons and tons of free videos here on YouTube. Please subscribe. And I can also help you with that in my Marketing for Therapists course, which I link below. I post free videos every single week on how to build and fill a private practice. I'm so glad that you're here.